garage. I got it locked and I'm locked in. I'm cut different, I ain't locked in. Life and we tied in. They got me and I got them. They say I'ma go to hell for all of this sinning. Well, let me then. It's time out for you when I put the time in. No handouts, I put the grind in. Got it in my bag and I got rich when I climbed in.
Welcome and happy holidays from 2K Sports. It's time for NBA. Action. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg and our sideline reporter David Aldridge. Looking at the Lakers, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Nets.
Yeah, I mean, they had their chances, competed deep into that game, but had a few lulls there that just kind of took them down.
And, you know, those are the kind of games that sting and that bad taste lingers. Knowing you were in it, but not coming through down the stretch, those are hard to get over sometimes.
And here's Westbrook. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Lakers. To the paint. Here's Davis. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Davis has got the first points up on the board tonight here for the Lakers.
And this, the second season of Anthony Davis's 5-year, $190 million extension. And he admitted that with his injury history, that long-term security was a consideration.
Harden outside. Shoots over Bradley. They get it again. Harden outside. Pass to KD. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Tries again. And that one is good. And AD's injury woes rearing their head last season as well, Greg. We saw it missing a number of games.
Well, a big man with his athleticism, a lot of stress on the legs. LeBron's gotten him on the same nutrition and treatment regimen. Hopefully, that'll help.
James Harden.
Harden, that's good.
Kevin Durant.
It would have been impossible for KD to miss his teammate there. He was wide open.
Outside Westbrook. On the wing, James. And the foul called on Paul Millsap. That's his first foul. Here's LeBron. The shot from the low post is good.
Yeah, you know, LeBron's mental strength is just so focused that nothing much phases him. He stays locked in. And Harden, an absolutely vicious dunker. Terrific at bouncing towards the rim for the epic throwdown.
Here's Westbrook. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
How about 3 or 4 from the floor to start? That's always a good sign.
Outside Durant. Back to Harden. Lets it go with the 3. Anthony Davis grabs the miss.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And the foul called on Paul Millsap. That's foul number 2 for him.
Substitution.
And Clark, some guys check the standings every morning. Others try to avoid it. What was your approach?
Well, we were struggling as a team when I was playing, so the standings weren't that significant. Just trying to win games was my primary focus. But as I've watched players, I do know that the better the team is, typically the more guys are checking the standings to see what other teams of their ilk are doing in the league.
Rajon Rondo.
Well, you know, a big part of offensive rebounding is really relentless effort and high energy, and Jordan knows all about that.
Puts one up from 19. The shot by KD. No good. Pass to Monk. Beyond the arc. The rebound by the Nets. 1:21 left to play in the first quarter. Harden's shot is good.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that. Well, I admire the fact he's trying to power through this rough stretch, but on occasion you'll have periods like this.
Both teams will make substitutions. In the corner, it's Monk. Jordan up top. Here's Horton Tucker. Here's Howard. That shot, no good. The Nets go the other way with it. This, their first look at this year's Los Angeles squad.
It's not often we get to see this matchup, but it is a doozy when we do. Just two powerhouse teams facing off.
Really easy to tell that this is an important game. I mean, I don't know if the crowd will get a chance to take a breath in this one.
8-second difference between the shot clock and the game. Harden, that's good.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Pass to Monk. They need this. And then Monk with the dunk.
Well, you can see Monk's growth in operating in the pick and roll, getting better at taking advantage of what's available.
To the inside. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. KD's got his second bucket. James Harden getting it done for Brooklyn. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. We'll return shortly. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for the Nets.
They've been making some really nice passes out there. Excellent passing. That could set the tone for the rest of the game.
Yeah, they're showing some muscle also in the first half as well, and getting a lot of their points in the paint. Really like the balance they've shown. And now in the second half of his career, Russell Westbrook wants rings. He knows he's getting older and has no time to waste. It's why he plays with such passion. Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam.
Really piling on the lead with a dunk like that. And, you know, even though he's not a lights-out shooter from deep, the defense still has to be more aggressive there.
And Westbrook's high motor is why we love him. He goes out breaking, competes every play in every game.
No doubt, but I tell you what, he's tired of missing out on the NBA Finals. This is a guy that is hungry to get back to that stage. It'll be interesting to see if he can get it done. And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Here's Aldridge. It's good. The assist that time from Harden.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Here's Westbrook. And taken away by Brown. And here we go. Brooklyn fast break. In the corner, it's Griffin. Pass to Brown. Nets passing it around. Shot clock at 6. The shot misses. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Their next game is at the Rockets Arena in Houston for a game with the Rockets. Now Howard. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Here's Westbrook. Westbrook double team. Monk for 3. The tray. Stolen by Harden. Pass to Brown. Harden surveying the D. Into the lane. It's hauled in by DeAndre Jordan.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Here's Westbrook. That one goes. Count it. Westbrook's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Just by nature of his style, Westbrook is going to draw contact, so he's got to be strong enough and focused enough to play through it. And he is and does.
It's Brown on the wing. Here's Harden on the wing. Right side Aldridge. Back to Harden. No good on the shot. So Los Angeles will take it the other way.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Well, you watch Westbrook play, and he seems like he's relentlessly hungry and borderline angry. He never settles, always in full attack mode.
There might be more talent at the point guard position now, Greg, than there's ever been in the NBA. But who do you think sits at the top of that list?
I mean, there's so many incredible talents. And not that I'm dodging it, but honestly, the beauty is in the eye of the beholder. It depends on what kind of tickles your fancy in terms of the point guard. If it's the ability to shoot and play without it, Steph's at the top of your lead list. But then you get a guy like Chris Paul, who I think is as good as anybody's ever been in the pick and roll. So they're just different ways to approach this thing. And, of course, now I've forgotten 4 or 5 guys that I should have added into this conversation.
Westbrook. Here's Davis. Brooklyn with the rebound. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing the last matchup with the Lakers.
And in terms of intensity, they kind of took the night off. It looked like they were just going through the motions.
Yeah, you know, to me, I agree. They just never looked engaged, which is surprising considering how close the game ended up being.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
In transition, here come the Nets. Pass to Claxton. Marvelous lead pass, and he throws it down.
The guard-like quickness of Durant makes him hard to guard. I mean, which in turn opens up passing lanes for him, too.
And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
He just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam.
I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will really start shrinking.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Oh boy, to be young again.
Makes you nostalgic, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does make me look back a little bit, but I could never throw it down like that. It sure does look good.
And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. It's the Nets up by 3. And join us right back here after the break for the start of the second half.
What a jam! Are you kidding me? Boy, that time Russell Westbrook going for the spectacular with a little extra pizzazz.
Mills looking it over. Here's KD. Anthony with the block. LeBron drives in. It's deflected. Right side Durant. Here he goes. Oh, goodness. Where did that come from? Oh, that was beautiful.
What a punch.
And so Westbrook will bring it up for the Lakers. It's a 3-point game. Here's Davis. Good. Nice assist from Westbrook. Davis has got his second bucket of the game to go.
With the assist.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
To the right side. The Nets working the ball around now. Just 4 to shoot. Steps back and shoots. Again, Durant missing. So it's the Lakers now. They trail by 1.
Boy, we know what a skilled passer Westbrook is, but you still got to appreciate that dime there. Very impressive.
Brooklyn timeout.
And the first timeout called of the game for Brooklyn.
Every timeout, a chance to review the lineups, matchups, or call a play.
Yeah, and I agree. I think there's going to be a new wrinkle in their game plan when they come out of this timeout.
Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. Harden outside. Outside Durant. Back to Harden. To the middle. And Davis sends it back.
Not only does Davis have great skill, but he is tremendously agile. He can get shots from just about anywhere on the court.
Now that's some hang time. What a pretty double clutch move.
Agree, Greg. You can afford to get fancy on your way up when you've got that kind of space.
And space is what he had, fellas. Soft defense there.
On the wing, James. It's deflected. Durant for 3. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Durant's got the game tied up here for Brooklyn.
A good look there, and he didn't waste it. His second 3 of the game.
Pass to Davis. Now here's Rondo. Back to Davis. And there's the call by the